I'm Joey.T.Cartoon.P, and you're watching the Cartoon Palooza. If you forgot already, editorials are where I talk about trends and news going on in animation, as well as it kicking off this month's theme of a certain studio that I've talked about for quite some time and may have given a bad rep over the years. Dreamworks Animation has quite an interesting journey over the years. At the time I started making these videos, they were overcoming a recent slump of trendy, bloated, pop culture slideshows some may call movies in favor of groundbreaking, stylized, and innovative films. In fact, I found it to be a common occurrence to find someone reminding me how these movies were reinventing the Dreamworks brand when I'd make a sly remark on their older films. However, these movies may have broke the studio since after their recent buyout from Comcast. Now we've seen to go back to the trendy, celebrity-filled garbage we got from the past. And it ain't more apparent with 2016's release of Trolls. Like I said, this ain't gonna be a review, it's gonna be an editorial focusing on one aspect. Believe it or not, this will be the third time I'm talking about Trolls on this channel, just for the sheer fact that it has to be examined. Not only is this movie a reminder of what moviegoers disliked about Dreamworks in the past, but in a bizarre twist, it seems like it's doing well. As of now, it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, meaning it's gathered more positive reviews from both professional critics and general moviegoers. It's made back its money and more at the box office, and word has it a sequel's been confirmed. As somebody who's seen this movie and is looking at the audience's reaction to this film, I'm actually quite horrified that I'm in the minority here because this movie's got a terrible message, as I'm going to be discussing in this editorial. So what's this movie about? We got two monster races called the Bergens and the Trolls. Bergens feed off the Trolls because they believe they make them feel happy. However, the Trolls escape the clutches and live on their own. Years later, a Bergen finds where the Trolls have escaped and captures a few to bring back to her people. It's up to the Princess Troll because, well, we don't got enough princesses in animated films as it is. And a dark horse, who's literally a darker color, try to save the village. Now on paper, this don't sound bad. Having a group of hopeless monsters who feed off other people in hopes of finding happiness is a great allegory to existential crisis. Because the Bergens live under the impression of the main villain that their happiness can only be found through despicable means like eating smaller monsters, this could have made the movie profound. Too bad it's a jukebox musical that would rather spend most of its time trying to fill its soundtrack with as many songs as possible. Now here's the thing about jukebox musicals. I like them, like Happy Feet, Moulin Rouge, and they're not good because the songs are just popular. They're good because they find a reason to tie the song's messages to the story on the screen. At its core, these movies are what people like myself do, which is basically taking other media to make a point. Now, take away Dreamworks and say this movie were to be rated on the YouTube copyright system. If it were put in, it'd be getting claims, it'd be blocked worldwide just for the sheer fact that most of these songs are used blatantly without any sort of connection. You want proof? Midway in the film, our protagonist Poppy sings Sound of Silence. You'd think the song would be about a scene with despair and loneliness. Instead, the main character is singing it to try and cheer somebody up. You do know that this is where the sad Affleck meme came from, right? Now this is one example where the music's supposed to tie the scene together, but fails because the song they choose is either too popular or loosely connected to the characters due to their lack of personality. I'm not kidding when I say this, but most of these characters are as blank and emotionally complex as their action figures at Target. In fact, seeing their action figures made me feel I was learning more about their characters just because I got to hold them. Listen, I can't even tell you the names of most of these supporting characters, and I've seen this movie dozens of times for the sake of this video. Why? Because most of the characters are devoted to showing them sing, dance, and rendered in fine detail, and I'm gonna get to that later. The only two characters that this movie tries to give character are our main leads. But then this brings me to the biggest problem of the film. Poppy, the future leader of the Trolls, whom they establish as the big party animals whose idea of work comes with playtimes and hugs. I ain't even kidding, they specifically reserve a time of the day to give each other hugs. Because Poppy's party results in her friends getting captured by the Bergens, she seeks the aid of the town hermit, Branch, played by Justin Timberlake. Dreamworks month! It's gonna be May! We eventually learned that the character Branch used to have a normal childhood up until witnessing his grandmother eaten before his eyes by the Bergens. Wait, what? The movie with the characters farting glitter and Pac-Man jokes features a character's family member getting murdered in a gruesome way? Clearly, when the movie is going to feature a traumatizing moment like this, the movie should at least treat it seriously. They don't. Seeing this makes you understand that the character's sadness comes from trauma, his avoidance and fear of the world due to the monsters that took away his closest support system, Rather than understand where this guy's coming from, all these characters are determined to hug this guy to death, forcing him to see their way of life is better than his, having little empathy for his situation. And wouldn't you know it, they win. When he gets colorful, starts singing covers of these stupid songs, he's a completely different character, almost as if the trauma's melted away. Imagine if Beauty and the Beast ended with the character not even resembling the Beast at all and turning into Hal Rudnick from Screen Junkies. It'd be like, hey, that ain't even the same guy. This is disgusting, because with this, it gives the impression that problems like anxiety and trauma are best coped with when you dispose of it. So what, your dad died, you got an incurable disease? Hug time, that's gonna make everything feel better, huh? I don't think it's terrible that the trolls are trying to tell Branch to feel happier, but they're so underdeveloped and unrelatable you don't feel as if they really care for this guy, outside of it just being a simple character trait with little to no depth. Because happiness and sadness are treated as black and white thinking, it don't account for negative feelings that mix other feelings such as shock, confusion, anger, etc. Rather than treat negative emotions as a thing you should avoid, understanding their relation to overall peace of mind is a very strong message. You should tell kids it's okay to be angry, sad, afraid, rather than constant hugging and cheering up. It helps them relate to their world with a stronger emotional vocabulary. I work with a lot of kids, and this is what I see. A movie like Trolls seems to think it's too complex and that feelings are much simpler in terms of black and white thinking. You're sad, just be happy. That ain't how it works, and that's not the message you should be sending to anybody, regardless of being little kids, teenagers, adults, etc. Because it takes an easy road with its story with not developing its characters, jumping from one storyline to another, including the Bergen's love story. I didn't even get to cover that because it's so underutilized. It makes the movie undermine its purpose. To quote Steve Martin from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles,
"Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener."
Now if you watch this movie for the fluff and eye candy, I guess it ain't that bad, as there was a lot of effort put into its aesthetics. However, this is not the movie I'd be showing anybody over the years in favor of the current trend that's going on to be dated as soon as it's out of theaters. I can't even remember that song Justin Timberlake was singing that was shamefully plugged for the Best Song nomination at the Academy Awards. I hate this movie. It ain't no lie. I'd rather see it walk that door, baby, bye bye bye. And that's how you incorporate music 10 times better than what this movie did. It ain't that hard. As for my question for today, what do you think was a good message portrayed in an animated film? Comment below and let me know what you think. I'm Joey Tedesco, and stick around next week because we're going to be having more Dreamworks month coming your way at the Cartoon Palooza. Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick update because I'm going to be starting a new channel focused on something slightly different from what I normally do, which is why I ended up starting a new channel. This is going to focus on mental health awareness. As you guys may not know, I'm working in the profession, working it to make my profession to work in mental health and work in counseling, and I thought it would be a great channel to have to just sort of discuss themes, topics, news, and personal things that are going on in the field of mental health. Not to be taken as professional advice, but something for me to just sort of discuss because it is my passion just as much as animation is my passion as well. I think it's something that, not to toot my own horn here, but hey, I made it, so it must be great. No. I think this is something that you guys should check out. Mental health is something that we should all be focusing on, or at least something we should at least consider in our daily lives. I think it'd be kind of cool to check out the channel, see what you think. I posted the trailer and the first episode on that channel. It's called Ask Joey.T. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, or you could just subscribe to that channel and like the video, or depends on what you think about it. I want to know what you think. Take care, everybody. I hope you check it out, and have a great day. Take care.